Good morning to all of you. In previous video lecture, we have completed Kautilya's short introduction on Kautilya's life and Kautilya's Arthashastra. In that, one topic you are not required to do, that is economics of Kautilya. Only introduction you have to do, short introduction. Kautilya, his real name, such type of thing, from which family he belongs to. So, in what field, in which different fields he had studied, he had deep knowledge. Only short introduction about Kautilya. Economic of Kautilya you are not required to do. Now, new topic is out of those topics which I had given you in previous lecture of economics. Main economic thoughts of Gandhiji. Main economic thoughts of Gandhiji. In main economic thoughts of Gandhiji, first point is given Sarvodaya. 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 Now, what is Sarvodaya? First of all, Sarvodaya means, and these are all main economic thoughts. Main economic thoughts of Mahatma Gandhi. So he had given his thoughts on different topics, on different issues, in which first one is Sarvodaya. Now, Sarvodaya means all. Uday means rising, means upliftment, means in simple language, upliftment of all. Means if upper class, rich class, upper middle class are improving their quality of standard, quality of life, so other means poor class, poor section of society should also, their life should also be improved. This is the thought of Gandhiji, but how? So for this, they had given some tips, we can say, they had given some points by which if we adopt, we are not adopting, but if we adopt such things, if we, especially rich class and upper middle class, if they will adopt such things, such points, follow the rules of Gandhiji, follow the principles of Gandhiji regarding some of that, then it may be possible that the standard of living, the economic, socio-economic condition of poor section of the society should rise to some extent. And Sarvodaya means here upliftment of all. Sarvodaya means upliftment of all. Now, upliftment of all here means along with rich class and upper middle class. Especially here we are talking about poor section of the society, needy persons, farmers, farmers means small farmers, marginal farmers, unskilled laborers, unemployed persons, especially residing in rural areas. So their life should also be improved along with other section of the society. Upliftment of all, and for this purpose we have to follow some rules, some points, we have to adopt some points in our life. For example, in simple point I am explaining. For example, rich class or upper middle class, almost all individuals must sacrifice a little bit of their comforts towards or for or in favor of poor section of the society. If we contribute, if we sacrifice something, sacrifice does not mean leave that thing, leave that goods, leave that services, do not enjoy it. It means sacrifice in favor of them. If you are not purchasing furniture, not purchasing AC, this type of sacrifice has no use for poor section of the society. Sacrifice here means if we sacrifice, give something from our comforts to poor section of society, then it may be possible that means upliftment. We can say rising of poor section of society is possible. When we sacrifice, not only sacrifice means here contribute in favor of weaker section of society, then upliftment of weaker section of society may be possible, and then by adopting such points, such rules, such principles, we can bring equality in the society. That is called Sarvodaya. Along with rich class, upper class and common people, the weaker section, this is the right, we can say, right of weaker section of society to raise their standard of living, to improve their quality of life. But since they do not have so much money, it means they are not earning so much money, their income is very, very low, they are very poor, or even we can say that they are 26% of total population are living below the poverty line. We can simply say that they do not have capacity to improve their quality of life. That's why this is our responsibility, middle class responsibility, government's responsibility to introduce, to contribute something which may uplift their life, uplift their quality of life, which may increase their standard of living. That is called Sarvodaya. At this point, Mahatma Gandhi has given this thought, Mahatma Gandhi has put forward before the society. Gandhiji envisioned a society, means he had imagined a picture of the society, with that a society devoid of violence, where violence has no place, in which the helpless, poor and needy are uplifted to a state of well-being. Means they must be bring up to that point where they can live a dignified life, they can live a decent life, they can use all those basic necessities comfortably. That is written here in first point, that Gandhiji had imagined a picture of society where violence has no place and helpless, poor and needy, means weaker section of society, are at least they are uplifted to a state of well-being. And this idea of social development was called Sarvodaya, which means upliftment of all. And through upliftment of all, Gandhiji tried to bring equality in the society, to bring equality in the society. Now, according to Bhagavad Gita, in all human beings dwells the same soul. Means all we have soul, means same soul we can say. And adopting this thought, Gandhiji based the principle of Sarvodaya on mutual cooperation and love. Means we can say that upliftment of all. Here all is written, but upliftment, rich class is already uplifted. It means we are focusing on the weaker section of society. So here next point, how upliftment of weaker section of society is possible when we cooperate each other. Means we should not. Where here the pronoun we means the not rich class, the individual who are capable to contribute something else. For example, the person who is already very poor, he cannot do anything for the upliftment of other poor. But here, the society, if we cooperate in simple writing, with mutual cooperation, mutual means cooperation between two or more person, means two or more person. That is called mutual. With mutual cooperation and love, with mutual cooperation and love, sir, and love, upliftment of all is possible. Generally, we are ignoring the socio-economic condition of very poor class, needy person. We are ignoring. We are not thinking about their upliftment. We are not thinking about how they are living a very, very pitiable life, very miserable life. what we can do in order to raise their standard of living. Such type of things we are not thinking, we do not have time. That's why we must, this is our responsibility to provide love, to provide cooperation, to provide help, so that upliftment of along with us, their upliftment is also necessary. We are capable in order to uplift our life, but along with our upliftment of our life, this is our responsibility to sacrifice something, to contribute something, to give something, to help the poor section of society in order to increase their standard of living, so that they can also live a dignified life. They can also get minimum, at least minimum basic needs of life. They are also able to fulfill their basic requirements, not wants, basic, which is very necessary to survive on this earth. That's why it is possible only with mutual cooperation, only with love, and then beside another part, that we should sacrifice, we should renounce various comforts, we should help them. That is given in this thought. He further suggested that Sarvodaya type of socialism may be attained, means such type of concept, Sarvodaya concept, means the picture which Gandhiji had made in his mind about the society, means Sarvodaya society. It is possible only attained by forsaking desires. Forsaking desires means every individual nowadays is running behind to earn more and more, and to beside this to grab various comforts, luxuries. When he is purchasing one car, after some years again, after selling that particular car, again he purchased new car. Then after few months, again purchase new car by selling old one. In this way, he is running behind, grabbing some new comforts, new luxuries. Means he had no time, the person has no time to think about the poor section of the society, to think about the rising the standard of living of those individuals who are not able to get minimum basic requirements. That's why it is possible only by forsaking desires, means we must give up some wants, some desire, because we are in a good condition. We are living a better standard of living. We are living. We are enjoying all the comforts, all the luxuries. But what about poor section of society? That's why we should sacrifice little bit. Reducing dependence on machinery. One more point. First, capable person or individual should give up some desires. Besides this, capable person should give up some desires. Second point, we should reduce dependence on machineries. Why we should reduce the dependence on machineries? Because when we are using machineries, it means we are snatching the work of one or two individuals. Because machinery is capital intensive production technique. Here labor is not required in case of machine. So we should promote such type of economic activities where machinery is not needed, means where laborers can be employed more and more, so that they will get some work, they are able to earn some income, they can, by earning income, they can uplift their position, uplift their situation. They may come out of the vicious circle of poverty. They are in a position, by earning money, they are in a position, they come into that position where it is possible that they can fulfill their basic requirements. That's why Gandhiji has suggested to reduce the dependence on machinery. Means instead of machinery, we should do such activities where laborers can be employed. Then decentralization of power. These are the different points he had given. First one, I will read it. He presented the idea of renunciation. Second, services, means we must provide some services. Reducing dependence on machinery. Protection of labor. Decentralization of power. And prevention of exploitation, means we should protect them. This is the responsibility. This is our responsibility, our moral responsibility, to protect laborers from exploitation. In other words, on industrialist, businessman should not exploit laborers. They must provide their reasonable, their return. For return means against the work which they are giving us. The services which laborers are rendering to them, against that they must provide them reasonable wages, reasonable salary. They should not exploit them. We should protect laborers from exploitation. From exploitation. Next one is, he disliked the thought that very few people became rich due to the impact of machinery and industries. So he is not happy with this. That he was not happy with this. That few rich persons, by increasing their industries, and they are becoming more rich, and other class becoming more poorer, means a gap between rich and poor class become more wider due to dependence on machineries. Few rich class, but means in India, if we talk about data, around 20% of total population are coming under the category of rich class, and they are expanding their business day by day. They are improving their condition, more powerful. Means they are becoming, rich class is becoming more richer. So that's why here Gandhiji has given a tip that, first of all, he was shocked. So he has given these steps so that the gap between the rich and poor can be reduced to a larger extent by following all these steps. Means he wanted to bring equality in the society, equality among all in the society. Means he want upliftment of all. He want sarvodaya in the society. So we should protect laborers from exploitation. For him, socialism means there are no differences between people and that all are equal. Okay. This is the thought of Gandhiji. What he wanted, that there should no difference. There should no difference between people. And all are equal. So these are the points in Sarvodaya. This is one of the thought of Mahatma Gandhi. The next one is importance of labor. Importance of labor, all we know that they are providing us different types of services. Because of their hard work, because of their skill, we are in a position to lead a comfortable life. They are constructing hotels, buildings, railway stations. Then only we are able to enjoy such infrastructure: railway station, airport, buildings, temple, everything. Hospitals are constructed by laborers. And then only we are able to lead a comfortable life. But here in economics, labor does not mean only the person, only means only poor people who are working. Labor means all working population, But because this is the thought of Gandhiji, so he had focused more on those individuals who are very, very poor. Now Gandhiji promoted the idea of equitable remuneration for different types of labor. For example, in a particular industry, if workers are working, so they must be given equal wages. If they are equal efficient, if they are doing the same work, so all will get same salary, same wages, same remuneration. That is a kind of effort or suggestion given by Mahatma Gandhi to bring equality. So he has given the idea of first point. Topic is importance of labor. Importance of labor. He had given the suggestion. He had given the suggestion of equitable remuneration. Equitable remuneration for different types of labor. For different types of labor. Second important point, labor is the only living factor of production. We all know machinery, that is non-living, raw materials non-living, land non-living, but by combining land, raw materials, machineries, then only goods can be produced with the help of labor. Why? Because labor is the living part of the production. He has the capacity, labor has the capacity to combine all different factors of production, then produce goods. So second important point, labor is the only living factor of production. Labor is the only living factors of production, living factor of production. So anyone, because he is the living factor of production, so anyone who labor is entitled to give a dignified life, and there should be enough opportunities for all to work. He believed that it was obligatory upon the state to create employment opportunities. Means Gandhiji had given the thought that laborers have right to live a dignified life, but they can live a dignified life, they can live a decent life. For this, it is very necessary to adopt such steps by the central government or the state government or any local body or any individual who are capable to create employment opportunities for them. Then only it will be possible that they are able to earn income, or then by earning income it is possible for them, or it becomes possible for them that they can raise their standard of living, they can live, they can enjoy the quality of life. That's why Gandhiji has focused that, or given suggestion that it is obligatory, means state government should take the burden to create employment opportunities. This is their moral responsibility. Gandhiji had suggested that state government should take the responsibility of creating employment opportunities. employment opportunities so that many laborers many laborers may get work and able to earn income and thus they are able to uplift their lives, or in other words they are able to lead a dignified life, respectable life. They are able to fulfill their minimum basic requirements. This is all about importance of labor. Means Gandhi has suggested that all individuals, rich class, state government, any person, any individual, group of individuals, institution who are capable, they must focus on those individuals, those laborers who are unemployed or who are earning very low income. Means they are not in a position either by earning low income, or if they are unemployed, so they are not in a position to fulfill their minimum basic requirements. So this is the responsibility of all those individuals, all group of individuals, institutions, state government, authorities, that to focus on the development of such laborers, to focus on the upliftment of such laborers, to bring development in their lives so that they can earn income, they can live, not only income, if they are earning income but that is low, by providing some services free of cost, by contributing something to them, we can uplift their lives so that they can also able to fulfill their minimum basic requirement, which is very necessary to survive on this earth. So these are the thoughts, the two thoughts we have done. One is importance of labor, and before that we have done the concept of servo labor. So here I am completing this lecture. Next topic we will do in next lecture. Till then, goodbye.